So, once all, welcome back to UNiFRIENDS Podcast. I hope you are doing well. So, today is the third episode. I'm not wrong. The third episode. For sure. And you know me, my name is Ibrahim, but you can call me American Boy. And I give the word to my friend Joseph. So, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, and thank you for the word. So, as you can see, guys, today we have a guest, and I won't speak about him because I will be stealing his time, so he will introduce himself.
But before we introduce the guest, there is me.
Of course.
The host,
Yes.
So, I don't know if you remember, but on the previous podcast, I was the guest, and today I'm the host. So today, we're receiving someone who is very important for us, and he's going to be talking about a very, very interesting topic, which is also very important. So we're going to have our guest, our host, Ibrahim, introducing him and also introducing the topic.
So, Megan the king, so I will get straight to the point. So, today, as you guys know, I said in the last episode that we will talk about how to help people improve their English at school, at university. So that's why we called our guest here, Jorge Matola. He's one of the guys that he got his English improved, so he will help us. And how did he learn first? What achieved the GU? So Jorge Matola, introduce yourself and just let people know who you are.
What's up, guys? This is Jorge Matola. But my friends call me Nasty, and if you want, call me Nasty, or you may call me George.
Okay?
That's good.
Going directly to the point, a strategy I use is to watch English movies, music, and even read books. Because sometimes there you may find some new words, and those new words you may just take them and you go and search for them. Because sometimes it's difficult to go, for example, to the alphabet, because learning from the alphabet it's kind of difficult. But through movies and music, it's better. Thanks.
That's a good point. So I know that we the hosts of today we have a lot of questions to make to you. So I'm going to let my friend Joseph to make this first one because I have so many. I have to organize them. So Joseph, do you have any questions from our special guest?
I was still organizing it, but and I guess the question that I have, he has replied. But I will re-ask it so that he can go deep on that. Mr. Matola, how do you think that people can be helped? What is, how can I say it? The strategy, yes, that people can use to learn English. Let's think about the people that are learning English from the scratch. Those that know nothing about English.
Once again, thanks. I already introduced it that, but as you said, we're going deeper. So let's start by. First of all, we do know somebody to get introduced to must be in that environment. It means what? If you don't want to learn English, you must work with people who speak English. Or even you may sometimes read some books, some novels, and some movies. In the movies, we often listen to words with which we don't know them, but after listening to them, we may go to the dictionary and start searching about them. Let's say, for example, you are watching a cartoon. In those cartoons, they normally use a denotative language, an expressive language, and they don't use phrasal verbs. So, even a child watching a cartoon is able to get some new words. For example, mama, which means mom, papa, which means pop, And some other, for example, like saying goodbye or tata. I think that's a good strategy to get into the environment, because if you want to learn something, you must be engaged to that environment. Thanks.
Yeah, it's interesting because this is one of the ways I use it to improve my own English. You know, like sometimes when I want to get some new words, some new expressions, I just watch something and try to look for the meanings of these expressions. You know? And it's interesting that I also watch some videos on YouTube, you know. So it's really nice. I really appreciate that way. But I have a question. Do you think that using translators, let's suppose somebody who has not had any contact with English, before. So do you think that using a translator is the right way to start?
It's a kind of good way question, and actually the response is no. It's not advisable to use the translator. What's advisable to use is the dictionary, because using the translator you may find the same translation. While using the dictionary, you may create by yourself your own translation, because you just go to the dictionary and you try to find those words you don't know. Imagine, for example, there you must conjugate some verbs. If you do use the translator, you won't be able to conjugate the verbs. But using the dictionary, you will just know its meaning, then you will go to find the conjunction, you see, the conjugation, the best way of saying. Let's say, for example, the verb to be. Translator will just translate when the dictionary will teach you the meaning, and you will go out the globe finding each conjugation in each tense. Thanks.
That's it, our listeners. So today you guys are lucky because we have a lot of advice here. So you can, appreciate and try to learn, try to take this, methods and put in activity. Because if you don't practice, you won't learn it. So listeners, pay attention. So I will put my question. You did mention that to learn, in order to learn English, you did watch some movies, some videos from YouTube, and I did the same thing. But to help our listener, that which I love them the most, which movies did you watch for the beginners? Because they might look for movies and find that the vocabulary is too complicated and they get frustrating. So I ask you, for our dear listeners to give them just some 5 or even 2 or 3 movies or videos from YouTube that they can, learn from them.
A good question too. First, I will make an introduction using a sentence. Practice makes perfection. That's it. So to learn, you must always practice. It won't be easy at the first time to understand what they are saying, but you must continue listening and listening once again, listening again. You see, but I have some tips here of some movies you can watch in order to improve our English. For example, beginners from the beginning. Let's see, for example, cartoons. As I said before, cartoons, they have a direct and polite language. They don't use phrasal verbs. For example, they don't say take off. Somebody whose English is not his childhood language, it's difficult to understand some phrasal verbs, some expressions. When in cartoons, we don't find phrasal verbs and we don't find expressions. The language used there, it means what they are saying there. Let's see, for example, if you call someone during the cartoons, he will say, I am coming, which means he is on the way. But on the movie, you may find, for example, I'm about to show up. You may find, for example, I'm on my way.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure. And that's difficult to understand. Sometimes you find an American, he just says, I'm on my way. You see that?
That's what you're saying.
during your learning procedure, you will learn to variate the expressions. Thanks.
Thank you, thank you.
I think we have time for one more question, right?
Do we?
Yes.
Well,
That's our listener. Just one more question.
Yeah, like a bonus, an extra one.
Before anything, thank you. You spoke about persistence. Yeah, and it made me remember a sentence that says, persistence makes the impossible comes possible. So let's see it. You mentioned a good point. Well, now as a bonus question. Well, I see that you are a very participating, active person during the lessons. Can you tell us or share with us the secret about that? Because we would like also to be like that.
Once again, a good question. And I'll start by an introduction. Practice makes perfection.
Once again.
Sure. You know, some students are lazy. When the teacher shows up and he gives us the information or the intel, they just take the intel and they just throw it over the packet. That's not the way. When you are on home, when you are at home, you must be an English guy. When you are at the market, you must be an English guy. When you are at school, you must be an English guy. What does that mean? English must be used by you anywhere. You see, don't come here, for example, and you listen about descriptivism and prescriptivism, then you think this is just for the lesson. It's not just for the lesson. Everything is linked. For example, myself, I do use that word since I learned it. I use it in my hood, country hood. For example, sometimes if you say, today I'm going to be prescriptive. I want to tell these guys what to do. You see, to apply the theory in your real life, that's the secret. To apply the theory in your real life. Sometimes you are worried, you are sitting, and you think, oh, I don't have nothing to do. That's a lie. You do have something to do. Take your book and read. You see, that's the secret. And never be shy. Because we are academics, and each one of us has an opinion. So don't be scared to show your opinion. Even if you know or if you have a doubt that it's right or wrong, don't be shy. Show it, and everybody will just judge it. And if you were wrong, that time you will be right. Oh, thanks.
That's important. We have available, advices here. I hope you guys got this one, and you guys, follow, because if you don't practice, you won't be perfect anyway. So just to finish, I want to say here, leaving my words, and the first thing that I would say is, my thanks goes to our, guest of today, Jorge Matola, our chief. Thank you for, accepting our invitation, and that's something important for us. You are helping us and helping our listeners, so I appreciate it. Thank you, and I ask you, to come back in other episodes. So, Mr. Joseph, what do you have to say?
I have nothing to say. I just want to thank Mr. Matola for your coming here. It was really a great deal.
So, Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, man, that was a great presence, and I really liked your comments, everything you said, it was really interesting, So thank you, and we are really happy for having you here. And this is this is UNiFRIENDS with Joseph. Joseph.